I should have totally brought this to you guys. That would have been so much fun. But, you know, as a gaming franchise, right, there's a lot of games that are building in what everybody says the same thing. We want mass adoption, we have AAA graphics, amazing gameplay, you can make money. And a lot of these things most gamers could give a shit less about, right? Gamers want to play fun games. Gamers are more worried about their KD ratio, finding exclusive items, flexing on their friends, playing together. I mean, anybody who's my age growing up knows that if you were in OG Xbox live lobbies playing Halo, that's where boys became men. Right? The things that were said, we can't repeat on stage. Am I right? Yeah, you see all the laughing down here. And it's true, because that's gaming culture. Gaming culture isn't just about providing, you know, a cool game. It's about giving gamers something that they can relate to, they can talk about with their friends. And a big thing that we're doing at WAGMI Games, what makes us different, aside from all the AAA graphics and fun gameplay, is we're leading with story. We're really working towards being a transmedia entertainment franchise that extends beyond the realm of just gameplay. Now, if you guys happen to speak to my wife later, she'll tell you, I have a lot of toys, I have a lot of collectibles, and she's like, they only go in that room, and if they go outside the room, they're going in the garbage. So I've had to get really creative with how my Funko Pops literally line the top of my room stacked in threes. I have all my posters on the wall. Everything that I've collected growing up, I like to display because I get into the lore of the characters and the story and what makes those things cool. My daughter, you know, just finally watched Lord of the Rings because she has a cool boyfriend that made her watch. And up until that point, she still knew who Gandalf was, and she still knew, you shall not pass. Like, she knew all that stuff. She knew who Golden was, but she would never watch the damn movies. But her boyfriend made her, so Tate, good job, I'm proud of you. Future son-in-law right there. So, at WAGMI Games, a couple of the things that we did when we started building our characters, and we have beautiful characters, guys. We put a lot of hard work and thought into our characters. In fact, the characters you see right now are new renders of our 12 main heroes, our 6 aliens and our 6 humans. And we got to work with a company called GadgetBot. And GadgetBot is one of the world's leading AAA graphics studios. They do Transformers 4, they do Jurassic World, they do Alita Battle Angel, Ender's Game, Pacific Rim, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Black Ops, Borderlands 2. I got to basically nerd out with these guys. So you see right here, this is a polygon right there, right? The big guy holding a gun. When we were redesigning that character, I'm giving them all these anime references, and I said, you know what? I go, he to me feels like he should have like a similar structure of Hound from Transformers. They do everything I was talking about, except what they do for a living. And what they did for us is they dove into the lore of our story to bring these characters to life. And when you lead with story and you get people attached to the characters, when you then go to play the game, you're more interested in building teams with characters that are your favorite. There's games that I play where I will spend more money on game just to get those specific characters because they're my favorite. I play a Dragon Ball Z game called Dokkan Battle. Whenever there's a new banner that comes out that has Broly on it, I'm spending all my money on that banner because that's my guy. And every team I build is built around that character. And in fact, we got a puppy in January, his name is Broly, and he's a little Maltese, but he's awesome. And maybe we'll bring him next time, babe. So leading with story, what that allows you to do is build a universe where gamers can come together, they can play a game that's fun that they enjoy, and they can also talk about the characters and relate to them. Now, as far as gameplay, we're a mobile tower defense strategy game. So think Clash Royale, but better graphics, cooler story, and you actually own the characters that you're leveling up and playing. Now, again, going back to my earlier point, gamers don't care about making money. Gamers care about playing a cool game with their friends. However, how do we get them in to Web3? How do we bridge that gap? In fact, if you guys watched episode 2 of the next Crypto Gem, the task that myself and Ian had to do was explain NFTs to no-coiners, people who have no idea what crypto is, they're terrified of it, and the last thing they probably wanted to do was be in a room having crypto shoved down their throat and being told what it is. Luckily, we got NFTs, and that's all about what our game is about. So, talking to these people, we made a very quick presentation. It was 2 minutes long, and basically said, how many of you have phones? And everybody raised their hand. So, well, how many of you play games on your phone? They all raised their hand. How many of you spend money? I'm like, gee, even my mom spends money on Candy Crush. She came to visit us a few months ago. She's on level like 13,763. I said, Mom, you have problems worse than I do, right? But again, everybody rose their hand. And we said, okay, you all spend money on games on your phone. As soon as that game is done and it disappears, all that money you spent goes in the garbage. Now granted, you got entertainment value. No different than when you were a kid going to the arcade, popping those quarters in, it's the same thing. The difference is, if you play an NFT game, you get to keep those characters even if the game dies, or if you decide that you want to sell some of those characters, or even better, and this is something that I speak to a lot, because as a content creator, not everything is about the money. If I just want to give away one of my characters to one of my friends, or if I'm live streaming and I want to give something away from the game, I can do that. And that's what an NFT is. And when I tell you, you could see the light bulbs going off over people's heads. It was truly amazing. And when you explain gaming and NFTs in simple terms like that, that's when gamers start to get excited. And you guys might not realize this if you're not creators on YouTube making video content, especially around gaming, but a lot of these creators are scared to talk about Web3 games because they know as soon as they have to explain Web3 technology, whether it's wallets or crypto, or the 3-letter word that's scary, the other 3-letter word, KYC was first, now it's NFT. As soon as they mention those words, people turn off, they unsubscribe, and they call you a scammer. So what we've done at WAGMI Games is we've streamlined that process to be seen as a regular mobile game. And a lot of people say, oh, what are you going to do about Apple and the 30% they take? Guys, Apple's been taking 30% since Apple was Apple. Like, that was already calculated into our sales projections. If you didn't know that, you shouldn't be building a mobile game. Also, originally, we were a browser responsive game, and it was terrible. We were like, this is terrible, it's not gonna work. And you had to have a good phone with good Wi-Fi to play. And we switched to mobile. We started building mobile about 3 months before Apple even said they were gonna allow NFTs in-game. And then as soon as they said they were gonna allow, we literally went on LinkedIn and found the head of the app department, his name is Spiro, and reached out to him. Because everybody's like, how did you guys get approval from Apple? Apple's so difficult. We just DM'd him on LinkedIn, like literally, hey man, we're building a mobile game with NFTs, how do we make it happen? Let's have a meeting. And it was done. And all Apple cares about is just making sure you don't undercut them. If your NFT costs $5 on the Apple Store, it better cost $5 on Android, and you better not be selling it for $3.95 on your website. That's it. You play ball, they're happy, and now you have access to millions of people around the world. But building a mobile game goes even deeper than that. And we feel at WAGMI Games that people are sleeping on mobile. There's a lot of amazing PC games that are being built right now. Some of these games are like 50 gigabytes, which is great for us, it's great for me. Actually, I was just telling the gentleman that was on stage before, I was like, hey, I understood a little bit about what you were talking about because I just installed a 4090 in my rig, right? But the rest of the world doesn't have access to this high tech, and in some parts of the world, like India, they're still, using phones that's very old technology. So even when building a mobile game, you have to take in consideration how big is that file of the game. So back in January, we actually got very lucky. So we've been building for about 2 years. The first year was our core team and our developers at Cubics that were building out the game. We did a great job. But when January came, we said, all right, we need to get some people on our team that actually know what they're doing and have delivered games before. Our motto is if we feel like we're the smartest person in the room, we find another room. And so around that time, there were some people leaving EA that we sniped. So one of the guys that we brought on board as our chief operating officer, his name is Brent Pease. He was the general manager at EA, director of operations. He ran a team of about 160 people. In fact, back in the day, he co-founded Industrial Toys with Alex Seropian, who is the founder of Halo and Bungie. And then EA bought out Industrial Toys, and that's how Brent got there. And when Brent came on the team and started seeing what we were building, he got excited. He goes, you guys are building story, you're building lore, you have a comic book, you have a great game. I think there's a lot that we can do here, and we can really blow this up. And once he came on board and opened up his network, that's where GadgetBot came in. That's how we were able to speak to them and get these beautiful characters designed. And then he started talking to some of his friends that wanted to be a part of a startup and build something new and different. So our senior product lead is this guy, his name is Esteban Gill. This guy is just a genius. Like, he was working on the economy for Apex Legends Mobile, Garana Free Fire. He understands live ops, he understands the balancing of the game. Like, that's his thing. He's on our team. And there's a whole crew of guys now working with us that have developed games and delivered them for the past 25 years. And again, whenever we feel like we're the smartest person in the room, we find a new room. So some alpha for you guys, we just brought on a guy named Ed Del Castillo, who is the founder of Liquid Entertainment, and he was one of the senior producers of the original Command & Conquer. So again, like, advisors that we're bringing on have real skin in the game when it comes to gameplay and the evolution of these games. And I want to show you a quick video. This was actually challenge number 2 on the show, and they didn't show the whole video. I'm going to show it to you guys now. But it kind of gives a little bit of an overview. It's a 2-minute video of what we've been building, and it can also introduce you to our CEO, Ian Bentley. And I just want you to know that when we filmed this video, it was a challenge. And Dreamer's here somewhere from DeFi Kingdoms. I was hoping he would be here for this so I could call him out. But he got to place us in different sections, and he put us in the parking lot, thinking it would actually disrupt us. And then while we're trying to film this video, there was like a dude selling a motorcycle, because there's all these other businesses, there's motorcycles going off the whole time, and then George and Leia and Brian are coming out trying to mess with us. But we still put together a kick-ass video. I'm going to show it to you now. We will teach you. That's Iron, by the way. All right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just gonna keep going.
Here we go.
Hi, my name is Ian Bell.
And I'm Scott Herman.
And we are from WAGMI Games, and we are here to pump you up. Hey, what's up, guys? We're WAGMI Games, a sci-fi mobile gaming franchise. Our first game is called WAGMI Defense. It is a sci-fi strategy tower defense game in which you can download directly onto your mobile device. The user interface of WAGMI Defense works like just like any other game on your phone. You're gonna download it from the store. Chaos Machine! The user interface of WAGMI Defense works just like any other game on your phone. You're going to download it from the Google Play or iPhone App Store, log in with one of your social accounts, go through a tutorial, and you're automatically playing the game.
And we're focused on mass adoption. We are focused on the 97% of the people who are not in crypto, as opposed to just the 3% of people in the world that are.
No need to learn about crypto wallets or integration or having to buy Ethereum. We'll get to all of that stuff later.
In fact, we will teach you, should you want to know the benefits, cool things like our WAGMI.
Hey, Swiss Crypto, if you can hear me, yeah, I'm gonna keep going live throughout the day.
As a gamer, I've always wanted to be in control of my digital collectibles. NFTs and decentralization has now allowed us to create a game where I'm not only in control of my digital assets, but I can sell them or give them away if I wanted to.
And what also sets us apart is the fact that we're building our own universe. The WAGMI Games universe. We have our own heroes. We have our own lore. We have comics. We have anime. We've got streetwear.
We're building a brand, and if you haven't noticed, we also have it even everywhere. And what sets WAGMI Defense apart from other games in the Web3 space is that we've kept it simple. If you want to play a fun game, all you have to do is click download.
Therefore, we are looking to take WAGMI Defense as part of the WAGMI Games franchise to the masses.
What do you guys think? That was pretty good? We 2 hours to do that, and you saw the guy blast the horn. He was like distracting us the whole time. And I'm like, I'm putting you in the video now, so that's why he was in there, and it worked, and it was fun. And some other funny things from that video that you guys wouldn't know. So that's like a dumpster right there to the right. It's like we're literally by the trash. Like Dreamer was having a great time, laughing at us. And then in the first challenge, one of the judges got mad because we didn't explain to the no.
Thanks, Nurse Theory. I'm actually plugged in right here. I found a nice little spot at the bar.
They don't give a shit. They don't care what it means. To the point to where
So I'm all set with Power Brother. Thanks.
An answer period after our presentations, and it's like, what does NFT mean? We're like, non-fungible token. They're like, all right, okay. Like that was it. They care about the technology, and what we think is going to really bring mass adoption for us, and this is a really good visual for you guys, is this right here. So we've had to be innovators the entire way building this project. Like a lot of this technology did not exist, and it just keeps getting better. So when gamers want to download and play WAGMI Defense, or if a creator wants to say, hey guys, if you want to play this game, click this link to download it, you're literally going to the App Store, downloading, logging in with your social media.
Hey, Dumpster Fire. Yeah, I'm having a great time. Can you guys hear me okay?
There's a custodial wallet that's created in the back end for you. All of your NFTs that you're earning for free, or a free-to-play game, are going in that wallet. And then we're going to teach the users how to claim their wallet if they want to. If you don't want
Awesome,
to,
thanks, man. Can you hear the speaker okay, too?
Do that too. But if you decide you want to go in the secondary market and start trading or buying other NFTs, you can. But even that process, we're not going to say, hey,
Cool, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Secondary market and buy stuff and trade stuff, because gamers don't care. What we'll say is, hey, you can trade cards in your deck with your friends. Here's how you do it. That's fun. That's what gamers want. So everything that we're doing, we're geared towards mass adoption, and we truly believe that WAGMI can be the game that rises, especially in the next bull run, where we're onboarding the next 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 players from Web 2 into Web 3, and then once they see that the water's warm and it's not so bad, they'd be more willing to check out other games in the ecosystem that are building as well. And I think, is my time up? Oh, wow, thank you, appreciate it. Said about my wife. Well, guys, that's us. We're WAGMI Games. If you want to learn more, you can follow us on Twitter, WAGMI Game Co. You can follow me, Scott_Herman. DMs are always open. That's a big thing with us, communication with our community, as well as just people who have questions and want to come find out. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
How are you guys doing in chat?
We're going to do the pipe and watch right at noon and lunch in front of the Flux floating GPU sign out here. So if you have a Titan or a K-Game watch, meet out there right at lunch.
Here comes Wendy O.
Hello. So, just so you guys know, there's going to be 2 stages in this venue. And I know all the conversations are absolutely amazing here, but I am going to ask you to also pay attention to the other stage, the epic stage, because we have at 11:15 the heart of AI, governance, data, and society's well-being, and quite a few other really awesome speakers over there. But next, I want to go ahead and announce Voip. He's going to be discussing blockchain layer 3, the internet of knowledge, a key ingredient of beneficial decentralized AGI.
Getting paid to watch a stream. That's pretty good, man. Nice work, Dumpster Fire. That's the dream, right? Getting paid at work to watch streams at CypherPunk. Yeah, I see that DeFi Kingdoms booth. It's right over there. They're not there right now. I'm sure they'll come in at some point. The room's pretty sweet. I don't know if you guys saw the DeLorean in my video I posted yesterday, but I don't know. How's the quality when I zoom in? Is it really crappy or is it all right? It looks crappy on my phone.
Give us a couple minutes. We'll start about 2 or 3.
All right, cool. Thanks. Yeah, it's hard to tell with my phone. What's the meh? Dumpster fire. What's meh? Is it crappy? Is it crappy quality when I zoom in? Is that what you're saying? There's a lot of people here. There's tons of rooms. So there's a lot of people spread out right now. Like the main event, like they were, revealing the proof of useful work. So like the crowd thinned out a little bit in this room. But I'm gonna try to keep like doing like live streams and just catch as much as I can. I didn't get as much video footage yesterday, but it's a pretty big venue. I think everyone's out like networking out in there's another stage. There's a whole another section where there's like a bar and the entrance is cool. So yeah, probably a lot of people are like just out chatting, but I don't know. I guess I'm gonna stay live for a little while, see what happens. I don't want to miss too much today. I missed a lot yesterday. Dumpster fire, yeah. Look, POUW looks pretty sweet. I mean, I have to look back at some of the stuff. They had some glitchy stuff going on with the screen. It was like blurry, so I couldn't see a whole lot. But I mean, it's just like anything. There's going to be a learning curve, it seems like, with this. But it's pretty sweet. They're talking about people being able to like throw their 1080s, like older cards on and make them useful again. They say like death. Use till death. Like use your gear that you've bought till the stuff dies. So if you're trying proof of useful work with like a 1080, it sounds like you might not get like super advanced, powerful jobs like that. That are requested from companies and things like that. But maybe somebody just needs to render something, and you might get hired out with your 1080. So I'm sure the big boys are going to have like the more expensive, bigger graphic cards, and maybe if this thing really takes off, the cost of all these cards is going to go way up. So we'll see. I'm pretty excited about it. It seems pretty cool. Just another thing to get into and try to figure out. Oh yeah, dude, this thing fills up. The room fills up. Right now there's nothing going on, as you can see. There's just like we're in between stuff. So yeah, dumpster fire. I don't have any crazy cards either. I got like 3070s. I got 6800s. I think I still got a 3060 Ti around somewhere on a shelf collecting dust. So yeah, I mean, I don't have anything like super duper crazy. But it doesn't take anything real crazy, like it sounds like just keep mining, You guys like my swag? Spreading out here. Dumpster fire. I like the 6600s, man. I actually had a bunch, and I'm stupid. I sold them off. They're so efficient, and I don't know, like whenever I sell something, I regret it because sometimes like cards will do better on something that comes out. You know, like I I know I'm at a Flux conference, but don't tell anybody I'm buying some Dynex right now. And my 6800s are crushing it on Dynex. So, um, you know, I almost sold those ones and then found out how well they do on Dynex. So, I mean, I don't know. I regret selling off my 6600s. Yeah, Singularity NET. Sounds like they're having some trouble. That's why there's a delay. I'm just going to keep streaming. Hopefully they'll fix it. Dumpster fire. Yeah, I haven't messed around with the A2000s, but I know a lot of people like them. But I don't know. I like my 6600s. Wish I wouldn't have sold them, like I said. But you know what's funny is I sold them, you know, maybe, I don't know, it's probably about a year ago. So I could probably rebuy them back for half the now, you know. Joker Miner, what's up, man? Yeah, with the audio video stuff. And, I don't know if you saw my other live stream where I was live streaming the proof of useful work stuff. There's a pretty big gap where they're trying to figure it out, but they kept it rolling. They're doing the best they can. They're doing a good job. It's just, I don't know, man. Logistics suck, you know. My stuff got screwed up yesterday, so I was recording the Canadian truckers yesterday. I loved the presentation. I was so pumped. I was like, oh, cool, man. This is a 40-minute video. I want to post this whole thing because I just love what he had to say. He was talking about how Bitcoin kind of saved the day with the truckers. They were getting screwed because they were shutting them down. So it was just a really cool presentation, but I lost the audio on it, so I'm kind of bummed about that. So I know how the audio video stuff goes. It sucks.
Hello everybody. My name is
A40, good. What is it? Morning still? I'm not sure where you're at, but it's like still morning here. Hey, I'm gonna shut up now. He's talking.
I am part of a company called SingularityNet. We are a crypto company as well as an AI tech company. So next slide, please. So the way it started started probably around 30 years ago, where our founder, Dr. Ben Gonzo, started basically researching AI. So he's one of the pioneers, one of the big chief in terms of AI development. And he's been, since 2017, he founded SingularityNet with a mission of being the need for AI
A40.
to be.
Thanks for joining us from the UK, brother.
Right? The idea is that we're going to need to create a next level of AI, which now you have the narrow AI of GPT and whatnot, but what we are building is the next level, which is called AGI, so Artificial General Intelligence, which is vacuum level machine, basically. So the reason why I really want that is to make sure once the singularity ever happens, and age emerge basically, and the idea is that everybody should not only bring power. Next slide. So this is the ecosystem that we built. SingularityNet is not only a company, it's a foundation. Basically, this foundation, what we build is an ecosystem of companies that we launch, or even launching, gaming, you name it, we're probably there. We did a lot of
A40, yeah, I'm gonna be at the party later on. I'm not sure what to expect, but I'll be there.
With SingularityNet and VChat, so supply lines there. Then we announced as well World Mobile, so telecommunication and so on. Next. So one of the big questions, we were at Token 2049 not too long ago, and one of the big topics that happened that was discussed over there is that what is the relation between blockchain and AI? Like how do they communicate with each other? How do they complement? Is that enough? Rather, we think it's a symbiotic. Meaning that each of the technology needs.
Hey, YouTube Club is live. Is a no of all trade?
The reason why, if we said why is AI, so you all connected to blockchain, so I probably won't spend too long here, but there is some blockchain to be kind of like used by AI and decentralized to the next level. Transparency, to give you an idea of decentralization, what happened 4 years ago was
Goat's not in the room right now.
So now, Microsoft has OpenAI, Google has DeepMind, Amazon has Anthropic. So you understand that the next level basically is decentralization of the data and of AI. And for that, somebody needs to fight that battle and try to bring another alternative.
Hey, Swiss crypto. Yeah, the cell signal is pretty bad here. I've lost stream a couple of times.
A system that is completely decentralized, right? And I'll go through how does that work. And you know, the trust level as well. If everything is decentralized, if everything is open, and you can actually see what's happening, there's a higher level of trust. Next. So now on the other side, you have why does blockchain need AI, right? Could live without it. But we think that because of the way smart contract, basically it's like an empowering. It helps blockchain to go to the next level. So the smart contract, for example, they still remain limited. But if we bring AI to them, then we can automate them.
Me too, Swiss crypto. Hopefully it all works out.
We can, for example, decentralization of organization means that you're going to have more complicated, more decentralized organization. Our company, for example, we are 100% decentralized. We don't even have a home office or anything like that. We are all over the world, from Hawaii to Russia, right? So these companies, they're going to need to find a way to structure themselves, right? How do you communicate within your teams, right? When they are all over the world? How do you get productive? And blockchain, thanks to AI, could bring the next level there and bring a sense of better structure. Asynchronous, cross-cultural, cross-language, basically we touch everyone in the world, right? Blockchain will touch everyone in the world. And you know that, for example, the unbanked, a lot of people that are not, don't have access to the financial economy and the market, well, they're going to benefit from blockchain. And what we can bring with AI is that we allow the system and the algorithm to scale everything for everyone. And of course, the efficient use of blockchain data. Right now, there's a ton of data that is produced by any kind of project on blockchain. It's on-chain.
Hey, Swiss crypto. I'm not sure why they don't do an official live stream. Maybe because they want miners involved and YouTubers involved to build the community a little bit better. You could hire a professional, or you could have an amateur like me with a little cell phone all shaking around. Wouldn't you rather have a cell phone all shaking around from some amateur YouTuber?
Next. So let's address immediately, I mean, I've been here for a day now, and I was here yesterday, and everybody talks about AI, right? Everybody talks about LLMs and so on, but there's not always a clear understanding of what status we are in right now. So for a lot of people, it still feels like magic, right? When GPT comes online, like this, suddenly you felt like you were talking to almost a human being. That's the beauty of LLM, but at the same time, they are what we call a narrow AI, which is a dumb AI, right? Because the way they
A40, I'm not sure about
talk
that.
to
I
you,
didn't see
the way
that on
the
the
prompt works,
like
they
the
are
roster or
not
whatever. But I can check the
necessarily
roster. I'll let you know later on. I can't do it along the live,
answer properly
unfortunately.
your query. They're just doing a statistical work, right? It's probabilistic, basically. So, next, please. So it is marked by something which is called, you probably heard about that word, but it's called hallucinations. Basically, they are not grounded in reality. They do not think, and when they give an answer, most of the time is just based on it. Well, it's actually based on prediction, right? It's a predictive algorithm, meaning that with all the data that's been fed into these systems, when you're going to say something in your prompt, it's going to go and fetch, kind of like an analyze, okay, the consensus says that probably the answer that you're looking for is this. But it doesn't know for sure, and nobody knows for sure why it came up with this answer. So that's one of the problems that makes it unreliable. Next. The other thing, everybody talked about it already, it's very, very resource intensive, right? That's the training part of it that is resource intensive, because these LLMs, these large language models, they only work with a trillion of data points that you feed into the system, and then the more data points you have, the more accurate the answer to your prompt will be. So that's why it couldn't happen before, because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have a central point where somebody could basically absorb all the data that was on the internet. Now they can do that, and this is what OpenAI did. They crawled the entire internet pretty much right now, and then they allowed their system to come up with this prediction algorithm that now gives you some information. Next, opacity. Nobody knows what goes in there, right? You don't know what Google put into their algorithm. You have no idea what OpenAI trained their engine with. Nobody knows. And that's a big, big problem. Next. Lack of transparency is what I said again, is that because nobody knows, right? Right? They take that data, they sell it left, right? You have no idea no idea where your data goes, if it's being used. We've seen a lot of problems with artist copyright right now.
Hey, Sapphire, what's up, man? Yeah, I know. I'm streaming from my phone, and I was not set up to do this properly. So next year it'll be better. I'll have a whole better setup next year.
But I just wanted to give you a very, very, very simple crash course to what we think will be the next level, how to address the problem that LLM faces. And it's what's called neural symbolic AI, which is the next level. And the way it works is that instead of having a predictive algorithm, it is based on symbol, relation, and logic, basically. So the way it works is that you have symbol, for example. If you can click, I'll take an example. Paris and France are two symbols, right? And symbol can be anything: an idea, a concept, a word, a color, someone, doesn't matter, right? So here you have two symbols, for example, Paris and France. Then you have the relation. If you want to click again, the relation is like how these two symbols, Paris and France, relate. So in this example,
Yeah, you're right
they
about that
relate
dumpster
that
fire. It's a lot of effort to get out here, so I think they really do want to involve the miners and the community, though.
Paris is the capital of France. So you can have belongs to France, is part of France, any kind of language that you can come up with that define the relation between Paris and France. And then you have the logic, which is it's a Boolean system, which is very simple. It's either true or false, right? And then with that, you're going to come up with what's called a proposition that you feed the algorithm. The proposition here is Paris is the capital of France. So what is the relation between these two capitals? Could be in as well. And basically, it is true. This is what the computer now is using to be able to come up with an answer. That means that it doesn't require the same amount of data that you would normally feed the computer, so it's not as hungry, and it is what is called grounded reality. Means that all these relations that have been created and curated by us and communicated to the computer, then it can go back to it and understand and give you a better answer. Because it's not about what the prediction might be in our statistic, what will be the next word that comes in, but it's about, okay, I will pull these things, and if you're looking about, I don't know, Paris, then we'll tell you, okay, we have all these connections to Paris, which means that, okay, you're looking if it's what country is in the capital of, and they will tell you France. Thanks, but that was just a very, very quick. Thanks. So, neurosymbolic LLMs are discussed already. They're grounded in truth and facts, and that allows you to, and that's the most important, to create a system that is trustworthy. Can you imagine, for example, if you were using ChatGPT to diagnose an issue, right? Your doctor tells you, hey, you came to see me, you have all these symptoms, and I went to ChatGPT and he told me this is the illness that you have. That would be problematic. Why? Because I talked before about it, hallucination. We don't know exactly, so it's not reliable. It might be right, it might be wrong. And as you know, there are few sectors in the industries in the world where you cannot afford to be wrong, right? If he diagnosed you with something bad, then you could die of it. It's the same, you could lose your money if the algorithm gave you a bad answer for a loan or rate or something like that. So you cannot, Oh, it's almost time already? Okay, well, I will wait. Next. So, at the end of the day, this relation I talked about, the neurosymbolic AI, it's knowledge graph. The knowledge graph, you all use the knowledge graph, and that's what you use when you use Google search, right? It's all based on the knowledge graph. But the way we work the knowledge graph is that we have a very complicated system that allows us to have an index that aggregates all these data together and then build a knowledge graph that you can use when you come to our market. So I have to go through probably fast. So yeah. Basically, the path to AGI that we're working on is basically a race against time and a race against power. I talked about it before. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they have all your data, they have everything already, and then all they're interested in is the money. Is the money that will be given to the shareholders. Right? That's all. They are not really interested in bettering the world. So that's where we're coming, because we think that there's a need for another solution. So next. So what we are building is an AI marketplace. And on this marketplace, you will be able, so it's open source, decentralized, everything that is tied to the principle of blockchain. And you will be able to go over there and build your own project on there, right? And we are builder of core tech, right? So we are doing what OpenAI is doing, what DeepMind is doing. We are building this core engine and this core technology that, like all these companies that I see most of the time around here, they are building AI apps, right? We are building a different way for the AI to evolve itself, basically. So I'll go again very fast. But so it's a five-part act. The first one was create the marketplace. The second one is what we call AI DSL, which is a system, a revolutionary system that allows us for all different type of AI app and all different type of AI technology, may it be LLM, simple LLM, as we like chat GPT, or neural symbolic AI as we're developing, and a lot of other companies develop as well. We'll be able on this marketplace to have them communicate with each other. Right? That's our proprietary technology, and then they can discuss all together, basically. The idea is that we remove at some point the human oversight. Right? Next. And that's where basically the knowledge layer and the knowledge graph comes in. It gets attached to the LLM and all these limited AI that you have right now, and then it powers up. You can click, it powers up, and then that's when Goku goes Saiyan, basically. And then suddenly you have an LLM that is extremely powerful because it doesn't hallucinate anymore, because it's grounded by knowledge graph to allow you to give like a correct answer. Next, I finish with this because I probably don't have much time, but I'll talk about one of the spin-offs that we are developing, which we think is going to change the world, which is called Rejuve AI. It's actually double company. One is called Rejuve Bio, and that's a biotech company, and the other one is Rejuve AI, which is an app using data that you provide to them. So the idea is that Rejuve AI will be an app that monitor your health data. It's based, the idea of the app is how to solve longevity, right? How to provide you with potential answer to your own longevity. And the way it works is that you're gonna have your Fitbit or whatever, your smart device. You'll be sending your data to Rejuve AI. And because it's based on blockchain and it has all the permission level, all the transparency and everything in between, that will allow you to be the master of your own data. You will decide what to do with this data. So to give you an example, you'll be able to, for example, like a pharmaceutical labs will come to Rejuve AI and say, hey, we are trying to find a solution on this. We need a lot of data to help us to find a cure for this ailment, for example. And then you will be able to contribute and say, you know what, yeah, I want to be part of this, and then I'm going to contribute my data. Because everything is tokenized, and because it's so permissible, you can revoke your access whenever you want. But the idea is that this data will allow you to get rewarded for your contribution. But even better than that, because of AI, neurosymbolic AI that comes into play, your data will be sent to this AI to make it very simple. And this AI will look for solutions, right?
What do you guys think about all
that's
this?
That's what we call personalized medicine, right? Every one of you probably one day Google search, like you had a little thing, whatever, and then you go to search the symptoms, and lo and behold, you're probably gonna die in the next week, right? So, I mean, I got anxiety just, Googling my own symptoms, right? I said, okay, I don't dare to do
Yeah,
that
I got a
anymore.
headache right now, dumpster fire.
Here, it's completely different, right? Because the AI
I'm here to
will
learn,
look
though.
into all the simulation and everything that has been aggregating from all the user, and then will address based on your own data, will find solution and will send it back to you. Now, the even most incredible thing that they are working on right now is that because AI
This stuff's gonna be the
simulates and
future, so we
because
better
AI
learn it, right?
Extrapolate, one of our mission is to help the people that cannot necessarily help themselves. So we have, for example, a lot of arms and branches in Africa, right? And in Africa, they might not have the same level of technology that we have. So imagine a kid
At some point, this
that
stuff's
would
gonna
have
be
maybe
integrated, and we're not even gonna know it, just like
tech
the
to
internet
be able to
develops,
capture their data. They'll be able to contribute nonetheless into the data for basically and send their data. And then you have maybe somebody in the West, right? Pretty rich, and he has
Awful pants.
all the
Yes,
latest
Caspa,
tech,
my friend.
and his data is being sent. And basically,
Check
these
out my
two
book. I'm getting guys to
get
sign it.
together
Wendy O
to
signed
create
it. Daniel
some
Keller signed it.
synergy and try to understand how do these correlate.
I know it's a
in the
Cadena
economy.
sponsored
And then
event, but they're really cool,
the
man.
kid in Africa might receive a solution
Brought my
for
book
his
to
problem
Caspa.
that actually being based
And I got
on
Wendy O
the
to
same
sign it,
kind of data
Hobbyist
that's
Minor,
being
Daniel
extrapolated.
Keller, Max Voltage. I'm gonna keep getting signatures.
So we think it's going to change the world. They're actually going live in a few months, and basically
Autographs,
the idea
love
as
it.
well with Reju Bio, which is the biotech part, they're going to be able to license your data. So you'll be sending that data, Reju Bio will be using it, and then when Reju Bio come up and, for example, create a medicine based to solve, like they're working on Alzheimer right now, and Parkinson. If they manage to
40.
get
Will who sign it?
something to help alleviate the pain or, let's say cure it, then you would benefit from it as well. Because your data are contributing to a certain level, and then you get rewarded in token.
Who are you talking about, 40?
It's a whole new era for tech and health tech, and we think it's going to change the world. And the last slide.
Oh man, no, they're
because that's
cool.
the explanation.
Daniel Keller's
But,
planning on having Caspa on Flux,
one minute
so
is that
they're already working
the
together.
project I said we are building
Caspa's
is
going to be
called Open
at
Code
CypherPunk
Library.
2024.
And it's,
I talked with Daniel Keller
it's what we
earlier,
think
and he signed my
it's
book.
what allows
And I'm going to talk to the
AI to
Gadina
talk to
boys
each
too.
other. It's
One of the
not
event
final,
organizers is
but
going to set me up to talk to them later. So yeah, I mean, I know there's a little rift between Caspa and Cadena sometimes, but hey, we're all after the same thing. We want crypto to thrive. We want decentralization. And I mean, Caspians can be friends with Cadena people, right?
That able to talk to each other, learn from each other, and this is what we think will give birth to the emergence of AI, of AGI, which is the next level of human thinking machine. So we predict that it will be probably within the 5 to 10 years. It all accelerated since a few years. And yeah, so follow us, talk to me if that's of any interest. And yeah, join us to create a better world. Thank you.
I'm not sure who's up next, but I guess Wendy O will tell us, right?
Okay, so a couple of announcements. Lunch is ready.
Peace, guys. I'm going to go eat.
Also, too, if you're wearing one of the titanium watches, they're going to be doing a group photo, so go ahead and meet with everyone. And other than that, we're going to be reconvening around 12:45 for a next Crypto Gem panel, and then on the
Sweet,
next
yeah.
stage,
I'm gonna go
there's
eat,
going to
guys,
be another
and
panel
I'm gonna
around
come back to
blockchain
do
for
live.
real-world authenticity. So
Yeah.
I'll see you after lunch.
I'll be live in a bit, guys. I'm gonna go eat and talk to some people. So, hey, thanks for joining the stream and thanks for commenting and everything. It was nice talking to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Look at all these empty chairs. Everybody's already eaten lunch, and I'm sitting here. Say hi to my live people, Wendy. Hey, Wendy. Oh, she's peacing out. All right, I'll catch you later. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, waffle pants. I'm starving, especially when I saw your name, Waffle. The pants part kind of threw me off, though. I'm gonna go eat something. So later, guys.